Once storms develop, there are several different features that you can look for to determine whether or not your storm is turning into a supercell and may produce tornadoes. The first of these is a rain-free base. And a rain-free base is, as it sounds, it's an updraft base with no precipitation under it. This occurs as the rain and precipitation of the downdraft is displaced from the warm, moist air of the updraft. Wind shear allows the updraft to tilt and rotate, and that tilting of the updraft displaces the rain-cooled downdraft from the warm, moist updraft. As that happens, you'll see a rain-free updraft base develop. A rain-free base is a telltale sign that your storm is developing into a supercell. Underneath the rain-free base, a feature called a wall cloud can develop. And wall clouds, particularly rotating wall clouds, can be a sign that tornado production is imminent. As we know, supercells consist of rotating updrafts called mesocyclones, and the development of a rotating wall cloud signals that the mesocyclone is extending into the low levels. In other words, rotation is increasing in the low levels of the storm. That is often a sign that tornado production is about to begin. Now, not all wall clouds are made the same. Some wall clouds are non-rotating, which these are basically just harmless features. But a lot of wall clouds are rotating wall clouds, and those rotating wall clouds are most important in signaling that tornado production is about to begin. Wall clouds are blocky features. They're not really all that amorphous. They're very confined. They're very blocky features.
Join our channel membership and unlock instant access to full-length storm chasing presentations. Click the subscribe button below and then select join, or just click the join button on our profile page.
If you start to see something that looks like this indicates that the storm is more outflow dominant, means that it's producing more outflow than it is taking in inflow, which is unfavorable for tornado production because that outflow is often very cold, and cold air at the surface is not favorable for tornado production. This is called a shelf cloud, and a shelf cloud is a much more expansive kind of arc of cloud matter that forms on the leading edge of outflow from a storm. What you want for tornado production is more so a wall cloud. A wall cloud is going to be a lot blockier. Often it will rotate as well. Shelf clouds do not rotate. They just are pushing outward in a single direction, usually toward you. And they are just this long band of clouds that look like a shelf, hence the name, that indicate that the storm is mostly outflow dominant, which again is unfavorable for tornado production. If you start to see this in your storm, a shelf cloud develop, that's not a good sign for future tornado production. But if you have a robust rotating wall cloud, that can be a sign that tornado production is imminent. Another feature of interest is the clear slot, which is evidence that a feature called the rear flank downdraft is wrapping around the mesocyclone. The rear flank downdraft is air aloft that runs into a supercell thunderstorm. The supercell acts as an obstruction. Air can't go through the supercell, so it gets ingested and is forced downward, down toward the ground, and actually wraps around the low-level mesocyclone. And that is found to be a critical process in the initiation of tornado production in supercells. So looking for a clear slot or RFD cut, RFD standing for rear flank downdraft, is an important part in a lot of supercells that can tell you whether or not tornado production may be imminent, just like a wall cloud. So with a rear flank downdraft cut or clear slot, it's usually just a kind of cutout, a little bit of a horseshoe-shaped cutout often, where you'll see sunshine sometimes, but just overall clear air coming through that little opening. It's usually located very near the wall cloud, just often to the west or southwest of the wall cloud or mesocyclone. And that's evidence that the rear flank downdraft is starting to wrap around the mesocyclone and that tornado production may be imminent. So always look for a clear slot or RFD cut, as that can be a sign that the storm is about to produce a tornado. One final feature we'll cover is the inflow tail. And an inflow tail is just a long line of cloud matter that's streaming into a storm, streaming into the mesocyclone region of the storm. Sometimes it takes on the appearance of an alligator's mouth or just a long line of clouds that is moving into the mesocyclone region of the storm. It tells you that the storm is drawing in ample inflow, which inflow, that warm, moist inflow that feeds into the storm, is necessary for tornado production, and an inflow tail tells you that's occurring.
Remember to check out those links in the description below, and then watch another video.